Bun, ne-am întors. Pillars. Foarte fain aici ce se întâmplă. Suflete și cu turnul și cu tot. Foarte interesant. Mergem sus. Dăm drumul la suflete, nu? La top. Ok. Yeah. Them looks much worse than before. His rotten flesh hangs loosely. The sores have eaten away patch of the skin and jolts. Looks at you with strange glimmer in his eyes.
Flesh.
Băiatul. Ah. Nu i-am dat flash. Transformat.
I'm here.
Am ce faci. Cred că i-am salvat pe aia de acolo. Can't insist on pursuing her own research on the tower despite argument that pulling your knowledge in both interests. Her expertise in the Guinean language, I'm convinced that she knows more about the tower's working than she lets on. Da, știut. Bun. Jagged under pillars rises in front of you, cased in stonework and run through the copper veins. The panels covered with runes which you can now understand. Once the words end, and for hold, the anchor is fixed on hold. You also recognize by an inscription that the manner in which you turn the dial means the throttling device. Ca să salvezi, că n-ai cum. Maximize your hopes overloading the device. Altering the command, you give the dial the violent twist, moving the spires faster and faster, opening their axis. Light filling the machine clearly becomes too bright to behold. You look away and cover your ears, but the thunderous crash that follows shakes the floor beneath you. When you look back, the machine in ruins, never to be used again. Bun, asta vreau. O distrug. Shkababum. Asta-i. Experience, total quest. Journal. Okay, destroy the machinery and the soul is held captive where it disintegrate along with it. Oare asta trebuia să fac? Era pe hold. Sau să dau end. Dar cel mai bine era să-l distrug. Cine știe, iar mai vine un disperat din asta. Trage still and quiet. Disperat de ăsta și distrugi tot. Iar ia suflet, iar. Dacă e distrus. Beg your pardon. I have a message for you. You're summoned at Hadred's house. The Lady Webb wishes to meet with you as soon as possible. Hadred house. They say she's an ancient spider spinning her nest through the city. Careful, we wish to see you either but very well or very ill. Where can find her, dear? In Beckenbury, my lord, the southwest corner. You'll find the lady upstairs. Very well. Hadred house. fac asta. Dacă este aici. Brackenbury. The upstairs. Să n-am luat? Mai băiete. Mi sweet loot incredibil. Here, there's an ass man who helped me. Take the iron arm from it. It will get sorted in the keep. The tower, it's off. Does this mean the curse is lit? It wasn't a curse, but yes. Is this district is safe again? I guess I moved it all around. I guess. Yes, it wasn't a curse, but yes, the district is safe again. I think it'd be some time before anyone willing to settle in the district again. But at least we can get started restoring it. Bine. Îmi sunteți datori toți ăștia din Defiance Bay. Suflete, chestii. Brackenbury, du-te de aici. Embassy. Got it at hearing. Da, ăștia-i. Bun. Brackenbury. An immenser. Nadine.
Welcome.
Be mind, I'm rather busy. Busy with. I'm studying the soul attachment. We all know the souls moving the people of the earth at the end of the death, but we still have a lot of questions. What do you mean by making them stick? Souls powers body and give their tissues life. But only when they're firmly attached. Separation leads to a whole spate of soul-related elements, including Hollowborn. If we understood how to reach souls, we could end weirdness, wreckage, and maybe even conquer death. That's the theory anyway. Unfortunately, I don't have all the research I need to put into practice. This is the problem, animals. That's the purpose of research, she did not say. The only progress against legacy has come from ours. Unfortunately, our critics have seen to it and publicly remembers our failures over our success, which can make it difficult to get information we need. This manuscript called Theorems of Pentagram contains research from pentagram experiments and detached souls. All revealed mystery is rumored to have a copy of in the Elder Archives. Pentagram's art is considered to be one of the more daring animist texts, not something generally circulating among novices, or easy to get hold of. I wonder if we might have a peek at it. Humans could advance my research and leap and bounds. Grimda, the High Archivist, worship well, which means she has a paradoxical view on sharing and restricting knowledge, and since she's not exactly a proponent of animacy, she tends to restrict the kind of information that would be useful to me. Well, it's our decision. I'll leave you. Nu o să-i dau la asta e disperată, ce știți. Sanitarium, gift, red barrel, address house, aia. Mergem întâi la asta. Fain zona asta. As you near the apparition, you're overcome suddenly by a powerful anxiety that sits like a stone in your stomach. The feeling is not quite real, the recollection of an emotion rather than an emotion itself. Recollection of an emotion rather than an emotion. It reaches you. From inside, nevertheless, the apparition brow is tense. Tensed, a look of concern playing across its face.
The other missionaries say you have been neglectful of your duties.
My man has been elsewhere.
Oh? And what troubles you?
Forgive me, Eminence. I wish to leave the order. The Empress is most thoughtful.
You have been an apt student, and your convictions have inspired those around you. May I ask what has changed to make you feel this way?
People were intended to convert. They committed unspeakable acts, sacrifices, mutilations. Which exhales slowly and his lips pressed together. His pathetic report in his eyes placed his hand on your shoulder.
These are the ways of the heathen world.
Surely the gods would do better to destroy us all and start anew.
Perhaps they would. It may come to that one day. This is why we must not fail. The heathens are beyond the gods' reach. They do not know better. We are tasked with delivering them to the gods, so that the gods may heal their souls.
Such things possible.
I have seen it with my own eyes. You will see it too, if you choose to remain. There is no greater calling than the one we have chosen. Neither words, nor wealth, nor battle will end this suffering. Only the gods. Will you give them that chance?
I will.
How do you do?
Excuse me, I've been looking for you. The one who lifted the curse on Heritage Hill. A lady who wishes to remain anonymous had entrusted me with bringing you this pistol. It belongs to a dear friend of hers and lost the curse. Reporting to image Heritage, my lady wishes to have it. Here, it may serve you well in the battle. Quite well. Farewell. Ah? Pistol. St. Garam Spark. Damage my mold. Change my puțin. Curse grant to ally attacking the same target. Bulk damage. Ah. Pare mai bun. Asta e așa. Enhance. Ah, what the fuck? It's enhance. Accuracy. Accuracy spirit. Yes, Tash, what the fuck? Ever binding, no. Hands. Maximum hands are used for justice. Au deja enhancement. Să fac enhance la tot? Nu. Doar la arme. Fine. Burning lash. Burn damage, corrode damage, freeze damage. Nani? Maximum. Și am făcut asta până acum. Bine, de fapt. Quality. Price level. Fancy requires not met. Was that how much enhance, no? Quality, secondary. Enhanced quality not met. Maximum. Interesting. My old base has been worn smooth and patched hundreds of feet. Ne zis că e aia, sus undeva. În casă. Read agent. Lady Webb will see you now. Ooh. Lady Webb. The woman clutches a thick stack of parchment. It's spindly. Wrinkled fingers, their flesh stretched, in the end is translucent with extreme age. A gossamer veil over pale blue veins. Ink clutch, a candle burns dot and stripe her hands like a quilt pattern. Great indescribable truth. She does not look up from her reading.
So, the messenger conveyed my summons. A miracle that would make the reincarnation of Aothis look like a child's cantrip, surely. It doesn't draw the most inspired minds, messaging. They failed me so many times of late, I nearly sent a cipher after you instead. So this is the Watcher who took over Cad Noir. Oh, don't look so surprised. It isn't an attractive expression. I wouldn't be where I am for long if I let details like that escape me.
It's true. Spies of hers don't miss much.
Since then, as I understand it, you entered a quarantine district that is absolutely off limits to all civilians and somehow managed to walk back out with your life. What could possibly have been on your mind to make you do such a thing?
Investigating a strange group.
Strange does not begin to describe them. The practices of the Leaden Key defy all reason. You're not the only one with an interest in their recent activities. I've lost 4 ciphers this year alone trying to get someone inside their ranks. As it is, we only have our suspicions about who is in the group and what they intend, which I suppose means we have much in common with them. I asked you here because I wanted to know what your interest was in all of this. I thought perhaps we might help each other. Why are you looking for the Leaden Key?
One of the member caused my soul to awaken. I need him to reverse it. Close her eyes and the lids flicker. Her face goes still and her mouth parts, little more than a silver. Her hands briefly drops open, spilling some of her parchment on the ground. The pages fluffing around her leg like leaves on a dying tree. Fleshy eyelids peel back, her gaze immediately upon you.
The gods are cruel, I'm afraid. The man you seek is Theos Ix Arcanon, Grand Master of the Leaden Key. One of the most elusive and dangerous men Aora has ever known.
How do you know I seek Taos?
Because you have seen his face, and that makes it a simple matter for me to see it. You even happened to catch him in his ceremonial garb, it seems. It must have been a special occasion.
Can you tell me about Taos?
More than most, though very few would know so much as his name. And there is no way of knowing how much of what I've read is true. The Leaden Key dates back more than 2,000 years. If rumors are to be believed, Theos was the one who created it. What scraps of evidence exist suggest that he has died many times, only to be reborn each time exactly the same man. Awakened during adolescence with all the knowledge and experience of all his lifetimes. The plots he orchestrates sometimes take hundreds of years to bear fruit. Needless to say, this is not the natural order of things. But he is said to be one of Woodica's favored, and that old bat was never one to let rules get in the way of favoritism. That may also explain another supposed gift of his. His body is no boundary to his soul, and he is known to take possession of others, if their souls are weak enough. Often it is for elaborate deceptions, but sometimes he simply forces them to kill themselves. He is not known for his generous supply of pity. He is also not one to show himself in any but their most critical matters. If he has directly involved himself in whatever the group plots now, it may be your only chance to find him. And once you do find him, if you can find him, I would
Okay.
not hold my hopes too high if I were you. He is a
Still guesses.
driven, single-minded man. He will not have the slightest concern for your problems.
You want from me?
Keep me informed. The Leaden Key has been busy lately, and that is distressing news. I can only guess as to what they intend. You seem to have a knack for turning the stones they've crawled beneath.
No.
Keep turning them. Dunreed Row will not stop you. Whatever it is they're up to, figuring it out will be of great use to both of us. In your case, it will surely point you to Theos. In return, I will share our knowledge with you as we learn it, and provide you with what assistance I can.
Very well.
If you find your trail has run cold, come to me with whatever you have. There is much I may be able to do for you.
Something I tell about
Well,
it.
let's hear it.
Ingredient Tower Heritage contains an ancient machine that can control the flows of soul. Then key activated.
This is troubling. That civilization seems to have known more about the mechanics of souls than anyone since. The Leaden Key was born in that period. It may be that Theos has full knowledge of their technology. The applications of this machine you speak of, I don't want to think about it. If we can learn more about their goals and methods, perhaps we can get the palace behind us. With Avar's support, we may be able to put a stop to this.
That's all. How do you know
The
much?
same way I come by all my knowledge. Exhaustive research, spying, bribery, perhaps some less savory measures. Whatever the knowledge demands, I pay in full. There is nothing of greater value. Unfortunately, with Theos, there is also nothing more scarce. He has covered his tracks far too well. His manipulations of the precious little, I'm afraid. You may know much of it already. No one member knows the identity of more than a handful of other members. They are kept in the dark of missions they are not involved in, or sometimes of those they are involved in. They exist to hide secrets they themselves don't. Despite that, they are very... Try your best not to...
Okay. Not to script in encrypted shorthand. Ăștia spioni. El di CIA. Faceva. N-am ce face aici, nu?
How do you do?
Carrie whispers, guide no, I give the veil. Old voices, indeed. How do you know? The Disciple, it's my job to know these things you can carry with. Ancients. What else can you tell me? Not much I would like, fortunately. My duties for Lady Way require me to focus on talents elsewhere. Things is done in a row. Like, as though you could use some help. So many secrets and trails in the city. You have to but turn a corner to find a fresh trace of something stolen or missing. Fortunately, we haven't time to investigate them all. I'm supposed to be working on other mans, but my mind still lingers on a few recent cases. Curse of a cipher to be ruled by the whims of curiosity. Tell me about these cases. One case or three, depending on how you look at it. Taps his clawed fingers together. 3 weeks, the disappearance and the end of each. Some might call it coincidence, I call it a clue. Lady Wayne knows you, trusts you. I shall trust you too, as long as you're interested in lying. I'll look into it. Where should I start? It's like one of those villain hoodwinks. The few notes, few of those, and wrote, I'll pass the time. Copperling, Androla's gift, and Blackberry, of course. Fox, the ones reported the experience, the only ones who know enough to care. Laura, Oli, and Ilka. Who's missing? 2 men and a woman. Henry, Kendall, and Cora. Any leads? Not yet. Obvious connection between victims, which is what makes me wonder so. Will the animacy related? Research is always niche subjects. The scrupulous type in particular seems to risk it for the sanitarium, but no one ever knows. Put it past them. Angle Cora. The Tricon.
A simple test. That's settled.
Ok. Gente. Da. Acum ce face aici? Are piciorul rupt. Să fac un rest. Curând.
I've never been to Nasitok. Is it very cold? What creatures wander the tundra? How are your leaders chosen?
Do you always ask this many questions?
Well, that's just to get us started. Let me get out some
Find the expert alchemist somewhere in Defiance Bay. A lot revealed that an awakened soul, Isilmir, dwells within him. For help, find an expert who understands predict. Answer. Oh, ăsta, what the fuck? A maintained statue of a middle-aged man proceeds over the room, looking down, blinking over the bustle heralded academics plastered by the helpful spread. Some warmth emanates from it. He could sense from across the room. There is a human soul stored beneath the stonework. He paid attention towards you. Has been some time since a watcher graced this hall. His voice echoes deeply, rumbling the floor beneath you. I'm envious of your natural insight, traveler. Only imagine how it might help my work in life. Now, what is that you brought it to the sanitarium? We have a member of the leading key in your midst. Could have done without hearing that today. Many have their intrusion been to our affairs. Of course, one can seldom be certain whether they meddled or whether calamity has struck on its own, but a few of their less skilled infiltrators have been exposed from time to time. They are a perpetual nuisance. Once again, I am reminded of how envious I am of your gift. I suspect I will be, some of us, in verifying one's identity. You are at odds with the London key as well, I take it. Up to something, and I am trying to determine what. You're always up to something. That you may rest assured, and their plots have come to involve you. You have my sympathies. You have some idea of this person might be. Won't know until I met them. Very well. In that case, I would recommend you speak first with our resident animances. They have frequent interaction with both patients and colleagues. You'll find them up here in their office downstairs. I'll report anything suspicious to me immediately. This is my only request. Here's how you've come to be in a present state. The statue, you mean? Well, I was old, and it seemed wrong to me, a lifetime spent in pursuit of discovery only to lose it all in death. Somewhere someday I would wake up in a new body, none wiser, and pursue a different course entirely. All that experience wasted. If we are ever to unearth the principle behind our existence, it will be in spite of our condition. That I am quite sure. To live on as part of something I helped build seemed to me better legacy than nature had in store. Transfer itself was quite simple as our technique go, and for that I'm grateful. Playing with soul is far easier concept when they are not your own. To miss being able to take a active role in the scholarly efforts here. Now and again, one of our masters will humor me and console me over a problem, but they are jealous breed and are too often ready to collaborate. If you are considering it yourself, I can tell you, it isn't for the easily bored. Tell me about the sanitarium. History lesson. This is a rare pleasure. Most come here only to concern with cheating death in a way or another. We are an old institute of dry goes. This is our 94th year. As with many cities, the growth of Defiance Bay brought it with a host of problems. One of the worst as those born with, shall we say, ill-favored souls come to populate the streets and drove thus the sanitarium. Brackenbury was a natural fit. It was growing, but there was also a lot of money here back then. This place owes its survival to the curiosity of the wealthy more than anything, I think. Our founding came at the time of great suspicion and enmity. Much like today, so much progress has been lost in the mishaps of a few careless practitioners. But time it was forgotten, as all things are, since then we have been forefront of enmity researches. We have played host to many gifted researchers, pushed the boundaries of our knowledge in a way never thought possible. Some of the first safe transference were done here. We have pioneered work in soul purification, lineage analysis, preservation. It's really quite a list. I feel part of my pride. Today it's, well, I can say it's exactly the same. There's been some push to shut us down. It comes from dry with more excitable denizens, whose minds are more passionate than thoughtful, I'm afraid. People see this legacy. They see it involves something they don't understand, so so it's natural for them to suspect people whose understanding exceeded theirs. It looks to them like they're hiding something. You have a representative in the palace this very moment defending the entire science of animacy, hearing before the Duke. Absurd as it sounds, if it does not go well, it could be the end of animacy in Drywood. I fear Ivar might be swayed by all this unrest, irrational thought it may be, we shall see. Is there any know about the awakenings? There's an animist on the lower floor who can come all the way from Ruva to study them. Take the stairs down and look for the sage. Farewell. Okay, noble. Council of Storms under by Bywick. Like there's busy. Look. Tarium guard. Customs. What your soul may be trying to tell you. Paint of rolling forest clan strangest soothing effect. Oh. Ce asta e? E așa. Exploragen. Interesting. Nu e dread. A? Nu are că se întâmplă asta. Nemesis scribbles furiously on a parchment scroll while the free hand dances through the air, counting the unseen objects. His lips move in silent discourse. As a shadow falls over his scrolls, he looks up at you, mingled perplexity in your
Hello!
Can I help you? Been around here. Must be joking, this is signing to nothing is unusual on here. Although, now that I think of it, its benches seem more agitated lately, but they're carrying ounce of responsibility, not mine. Working on wits, more specifically how to cure them. The wicked. If transplanted animal soul during infancy, one of them enmity. And efforts to cure the legacy is not successful. Like an odd situation. We animals were trying to do something about crisis better than letting it swallow a generation of children. Despite the controversy, it only went so far. Because at first it seemed to work. People called it salvation. Children that had never been responsive to any kind of stimulus, suddenly seemed aware of their surroundings, of their families. The complication don't begin until puberty, but that's when the compatibilities between body and soul take shape. They become violent, ravenous. They pay dearly for a mistake, I promise you. Angry mobs hunted down animals and burned down their homes, with them still inside, often as not. Who took the calling? It's a cruel salvation. Many still loathe us for it. We want to stop the legacy. As much as anyone, the public begged for our help. We did the best we could. Don't don't know if that absolved us. Used to do which? What kind of question is that? Just think of all the families that could be healed, lives will be restored. It will be important. MZ has answers here. I know it's simply a matter of working on it. I'm aspiring awakens. Here the villain woman studied them. We should go talk to her instead. Be quick about it and don't touch others. Just looking around. The sanitarium has a lax of visitor food. Ah. Question animals about. Issue second. No! Nu știu ce am dat click din greșeală. Am dat dublu click din greșeală. Vorbi cu asta?
Greetings.
Așa. Si. Acum. One Moider's lab rests a large trunk. It seems like to contain something important, only by virtue of its size. The lack of dust on its trunk surface and the long scratch on the tile floor suggest that the trunk is frequently used and moved through the laboratory despite its considerable size. Deep yet narrow gouges scourge the wood edges of the trunk. They look like claw marks in the trunk. How's the trunk? It's too sturdy to break and the mechanism looks too complicated to pick. You'll need to find the key. Huh.
Well met, friend. Hail, traveler.
The charity inside there likes to visitors.
I'll take a look.
Hmm. Okay. Bell Sage. Strange device seems torn with power.
Well met, friend.
One pieces back and forth, her feet crouching on the soft red carpet. She gestures and mumbles to herself, shaking her head as she pores over pages of notes. See, here I am, looking so hard for answers in my research that I do not see the kid standing in front of me. What can I do? Look for an expert in awakenings. They see that will be me. Though the lack of research subject has made me more an expert in counting floorboards, I'd like to transfer enemies' success in enterprising pre-awakened soul to soothing those whose soul have already awakened, but in need subject. Most of the impatients here are too broken to produce a reliable result. The tragedy and have come far for nothing. Good luck, I haven't. Lord, who is it? Know about this. Don't be silly, the process is perfectly harmless. All I must do is stand in that cage. I beg your pardon? I jest. You adherents are so uptight. I do not even know what the thing is used for. It belonged to the last occupant of this office, I think. Now they upgrade him to a cell. Again, I jest. So, you need to sit here. Try to relax, but don't try too hard, then you'll not be relaxing. Indeed. You must also wear these. Little cold, but the copper will help conduct your essence. I will examine your soul through my scope. Reach into her desk and produce a long chambered tube with knobs, dials, and small-toothed wheels along the side of the device. It is fitted with adral lenses to cut into different thicknesses and concavities. By manipulating them, I find the angles and densities will allow me to track the anomalies in your soul. Exciting! I've never seen this sort of thing before. I pair the device with it. Seems suitably complicated. This meal will get to talk to Tell me more. I like that lady. But first, I must find the cunning interloper. You answer a personal question while I make adjustments. Don't worry, I'm sure we don't hear any of it. Won't hear any of it. Very well. Begin. Tell me something personal, something from a time before your awakening. Nothing until I was just a normal child living in the Sitwood. His face is set in frown, but the ridged edges of apprehension show through, nevertheless. Remember about your home. As you speak to Allah, you feel your voice like a bell in your chest. It tolls softly, luring him into the midst of your own memory, his own memory. Belisage doesn't seem to notice anything, but you feel it as your words were smoothing his essence, untangling in many threads. Comfortable, modest, quiet when mother is away, which is most of the time, quiet enough to hear it clink glass on wood. This is when I know the most careful. Father is good about hiding the bottles. Mother, when she's home, she's good pretending not to notice them. This is good. I'm starting to see something. Continue. Tell us about the time you awaken. By the time she twists one of the dials. I'm in my 5th year of training. Mother is home. I can let my guard down a little because when she's around, he is usually only angry with her. But he has heard that I have had trouble casting missiles. My flame shields are unstable. He fears that I have failed, and Mother's presence reminds him that he has failed too. The first blow takes my surprise. One moment I'm sweeping the kitchen, the next I'm sprawled on the ground, stupidly looking like some blood under tile. His boots glistening with fresh polish. Blood across the floor. He kicks me in the stomach, and I curl up to shield my vitals. It's pointless. Protecting one thing will leave something else exposed. Still huddled in the ground, I retreat as fast as I can. I retreat until the vision of the kitchen. My own trembling knees is nothing but a pinprick against a field of black. Joel looks, his eyes twitch beneath. Go. He's hypnotizing himself with his old memory. Got to bring me out of it quickly. I must have it. It's just a memory. It isn't real. With about those redwoods you see, the space twigs in your ears, the real enemy for you. That's it. I'm seeing a shift in his essence. Something spreading, congealing. Keep talking. It seems to respond to you. Who brought you here? Ranking bones and voice iron ire. Warm molasses filling the crypts down your gut. Crisis nigh. Belfetto. A flare of totally distinct essence. I try to get two of them talking. A lot. Asking you what's going, what she's doing. Where have you awakened? He's the one who needed me, hitting, hiding in my own bone bag like a turtle on its shelf. Hiding in his own bone bag. I've turned it over to you. God, yes, very good. I don't see two separate patterns of essence. Where he ebbs, the other flows. As if the awakened soul fills the space that he leaves empty, gone. Tell me, what exactly are you taking from him? I am more than I'm giving. You should ask what I did that old man of his. But the last time he laid a hand on us, I break in 3 places. That wasn't your decision. I never been your decision. It was awakening, but now I'm stuck with you. Damned if I let any drag about through the skull. I can finally get something you can work with. Shocking to me is this through the exchange. She had particularly high density index during the most heated portions of the argument, and her essence seemed to localize most clearly in the lower portion of the subject's left ribcage, around the spleen, which of course means that she is triggered by black bile. No doubt the subject's characteristic melancholy is to blame. That was hard shit. Black bile, is it? If certain is bad their share. It's a simple explanation than I expected, all things considered. But in the years of training, I suppose you have a better explanation? Seeming manifest when Alat is in danger. You're close. I think it's appearance related to potential source of trouble for Alat. Pressure. My research. Well, good for you. But what does this mean for me? Izmi tries to take control from you when she thinks you can face a problem on your own. You can let her make the decisions for you. She did you a favor by dealing with your father, didn't she? She's trying to help stand up for yourself. You may want to look like her methods. You should hear her out. It seems that Izmi steps in when she determines that you're in danger. It's not clear yet whether this help or hindrance. Half as much as I do, you wouldn't say that. But I lost the process regardless. Thank you for your help. Well, I hope this has been useful as you has been to me. I finally have material worth publishing. You'll be close to river. Entre Arloth. Part again. Total quest. I advanced the righteous principle of animacy. Just what we always wanted. Please, I don't want my personal information published like this, especially not after her nonsense. Leave me out of fair enough, but do it quietly. I need to do that, not after hearing that much to her. Okay. Button hollow added. Expires in 3 days. Pasta? Age ceva? 1 day. Bun, mai continuăm asta data viitoare.